morning. Hey, Gene, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. I appreciate you meeting with me today. What I wanted to do today is, we obviously value your business here, Dex. You've been with us for a long time. You and I have done business together. I know you worked with David Babb the past couple of years. Now I've got your account again. A lot has changed in your industry, in the marketing side, and so forth. We want to let you know how much we value you, and we want to take a little extra time to go through what I call a marketing content review. It's very hard for a business owner to try to run their business and also keep in touch with how they're appearing in the marketplace, whether that be online, whether that be in print, or what customers are saying about them with reviews and things like that. So that's really what this is about today. It's really just about us kind of think of this as a checkup.
Okay.
We're just going to kind of look at this as an overall review of your business, how it most specifically how it appears online, digitally and so forth. And stop me if you have questions. But like I said, we're just going to go through this, if that's okay.
Sure.
It's going to take 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay.
But I'll try not to be too wordy if I can. Okay. So today, what I want you to know is that today's really all about you. I know sometimes we've come in here and we've talked about us and what we can do for your business.
Okay.
I'm going to try to stay away from that today as much as possible.
Okay.
I want to do a needs analysis. It's about your needs, your customers, your capacity to grow, right?
Okay, right.
Whether that's something we can help you with or not, we want you to be successful in this marketplace, okay? So as we go through this, I want you to think of this sort of from the customer's viewpoint.
Okay.
So I want you to be thinking about, what are your customers looking for? How are they looking for you specifically? What else is available to them in the marketplace, meaning competition or other options? What are your competitors offering to them, maybe different than what you're offering to them? Is it easy to do business with you? And, that sounds kind of silly, but it really makes sense because a lot of times businesses are hard to find, they're hard to get a hold of. We want to make sure that you're easy to do business with. Do you offer what your competitors really need? I'm sorry, I say competitors, customers, excuse me. Is it easy to get answers to their specific questions from your business? And are you perceived as trustworthy, reputable, and relevant to the customer needs? So when they find you, do you seem like, someone they can see themselves doing business with? Okay? So, you don't have to remember all that in your head, but just kind of think about that as we go through this and put yourself in the position of the customer looking for you, okay? What happens in an internet minute, and I'm not going to really go through this slide, but this just kind of gives you an idea of the complexity of what's out there online, how it is growing rapidly and how there are so many different sites and different ways. In the future, the internet growth is staggering and so forth, and I don't think I have to tell you that. But it is confusing. It's a complex environment out there. We're going to try to simplify it as much as possible. Okay. Since you and I last worked together, I would like to also just refamiliarize myself with your business, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to go through a few questions, okay? And we're going to just answer this the best that you can. We're not going to spend a ton of time on this unless you want to. And keep in mind, anything you want to stop me on and take a deeper dive into, we absolutely can. This is really, a lot of this is an overview. If we want to get into something real specific, we can, but we may want to table that for a later conversation or a later date. Okay?
Sounds good.
Okay. So, current status of your business. What would you say currently is working well for your business?
Probably the bathroom remodeling. We're doing quite a bit of that.
Okay.
And we're doing some kitchen remodeling, some room additions. Probably what's working well is we're doing a lot of bathroom remodeling and room additions. If I had to break it down into that type of job.
Kitchens would be third.
Right.
Okay. Where do you think your biggest opportunity is?
In the windows and in doing more kitchens.
Okay. Are you focusing more on bathrooms, or has that just been kind of how
that's just
this is
been
what
kind
your
of how
end users are asking for?
Right.
Okay.
And they're quicker, they're less expensive.
Sure.
Than a total kitchen.
Oh,
overhaul.
absolutely, absolutely. That is true. I've priced that before, and I understand. As far as your best money makers, your more profitable jobs,
The
would that be
kitchens,
kitchens,
yeah.
windows.
Right.
That's kind of why you're going after those. Okay, makes sense. What do you think sets you apart from your competition?
Well, we've been in business for 30 years. You know, those pictures that are on our website were our kids whenever they were little.
Doing your research.
Yeah, and we answer the phone
Okay.
at all times, so you don't have to worry about, you know, nobody not answering the phone.
Be surprised how many businesses
And we
don't.
stand behind our work.
Okay.
You know, the technicians that I have here are top of the line trained, and if there's a problem, you're going to find us because we've been here for so long.
Okay. I think that a lot of that answers my next question, but why should I choose you? A lot of the same reasons.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And you get to deal with me.
There you go. You're always friendly, Jean.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What parts of the Metro East area do you typically reach?
Right now, we're doing mainly business in the Alton, Godfrey, Wood River, the north area.
Riverbend area?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you venture outside that area very much?
Well, we'd like to go into the Edwardsville, Glen Carbon. That's where we feel like maybe the kitchen remodels can take off.
And you don't feel that that's too far for you to go as far as your installers and so
No,
forth? Okay.
probably Belleville, you know,
Might be a little
might
bit.
be a little bit far,
Okay.
and probably not much in North St. Louis, so it's, you
Typically
know.
Madison County.
Yeah.
A little bit Jersey County.
Right.
That area. Okay. As far as advertising, I think I have a pretty good handle on what you have through us, but what else are you doing?
We're doing some direct mail to try to push the windows
Okay.
at different times, and we dabble in the newspaper a little bit.
Telegram?
Yeah. Riverbender.
Sure. Okay. Do you monitor that? Do you know what's working best for you?
Well, I mean, I think that the stuff that we have with you is working pretty well, but I'm
Okay.
not 100% sure.
Just all of it, the print, the internet.
Right,
So.
right. I don't really know. I mean, we get some of the direct mail pieces back, and I can't really tell in the newspaper.
Okay. So, where do you feel like is an area that maybe you could improve?
Probably our internet presence. I know our website could use a little overhaul, possibly. I was looking at the Facebook page the other day, and it seems to not measure up too well, so it needs a modernization look to it.
Okay.
I think everything kind of looks dated.
Okay. Just a little up-to-date
Yeah.
content. Okay. Are you evaluating your results? I know you said you get some of the direct mail pieces back. Do you go on and, like the stuff you have through us, do you go on and monitor like how many hits you're getting and phone calls and that kind of stuff?
I mean, I should. I know I should. I know you give it to me, but
That's what we're here for. We try to, that's why we try to take a look at this
Mhm.
stuff, because it is hard on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
I understand that. Okay. Your ideal customer, let's talk a little bit about that. Your ideal customer, and I think you've already kind of told me about, your profitable jobs,
Mhm.
but when someone comes to your business for the first time, doesn't know about you, what are the things that they're asking for if it's the ideal customer, not
Okay.
the one that you...
right. Well, the ideal customer, they're looking for timeliness. Are we going to stand behind our work? What qualifications do we have? And probably some referrals and photos of some jobs that we've
Okay.
done.
Okay. And what are they buying? Mostly bathroom jobs?
Yeah, mostly right now. But I want them to do the kitchen. Unless they have a big bathroom.
Of course. Or a really customized bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
If you had 10 calls from your ideal customer, and it's not obviously not meaning the same person, but how many do you think would buy from you?
Oh, probably about half.
So you're closing about 1 out of 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How many ideal jobs do you feel like you're doing on a monthly basis?
Probably 1,
1. Okay. How many you feel like you can handle?
2.
2.
And we could probably do some more windows. I mean, we've got a whole other crew that does that. So we're probably doing about 1 a week, and we could probably do 3 a week.
You could probably triple the windows.
Right.
Okay. how much do you feel like the ideal customer on average is spending with you?
Probably for the kitchen, it's 20 to 25,000, and for the windows, it's about 1,000.
Okay. So, looking at that, I would say currently on a monthly basis, if we could double our kitchen jobs, let's say from 1 to 2,
Mm-hmm.
that's an additional 20 to 25,000 on a monthly basis. We could triple our window jobs from 1 to 1 to 3. That's about another 2,000. Let's say 25,000 a month.
Okay.
If that kitchen job falls in that range.
Right.
That's, if you look at it like that, you really have the capacity to probably do about 300,000 more per year, and I'm assuming when you said you can handle this, I'm assuming you're saying that without having to hire a crew.
Well, and even if we needed to, I mean, we've got the availability.
Yeah, but maybe without having to necessarily do that, maybe trying to get you to that $300,000 number without necessarily picking up a whole lot of extra overhead, that would be pretty profitable for you. Okay.
Very.
Okay.
Never really looked at it like that.
Okay. Well, like I said, that's something that we would like to help fix, and whether it's us or we're going to go through this and kind of see if maybe there's some ways that we can.
Okay.
But without getting too specific with what we can do, I just kind of want to see maybe what your needs are first. But if that's something that we could do, how quickly, or you could do, how quickly would you like to see that fixed? I mean,
right away.
Right away.
Right.
Makes
Why
sense.
wait?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, that would make a huge impact to your business.
Right.
And your
We
bottom
could probably hire
line.
a whole other crew and expand our business maybe into some other areas.
Okay. Great. Okay. Well, that gives me just kind of a handle on where you are, and like I said, I know we've worked together in the past, but it has been a little bit of a while. So, as I take that information, I'm going to kind of keep that in mind as we go through this marketing content review. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is your market, and these, we're looking at a Google map. There's a couple different ways you can do different searches. Your typical Google results are going to look more like this. This is the way I search anyway, and I think everybody's different. But someone's going to put in something, for example, kitchen remodeling Godfrey, Illinois, kitchen remodeling Alton, Illinois. Keep in mind these are static results. We can spend all day changing the keywords and going live. That may be something we want to look at doing later. But right now, I did want to let you know as far as this is. You've got some exposure here.
Okay.
So some of the kitchen jobs that you're doing are probably coming directly from the search. And that's why you probably, you see that you're doing more business right in Godfrey, in the Alton area and so forth. We do have your Google Places. You're showing up on the maps. Organically, Google does like your site. They consider you a good match for that. So you are actually the #1 link. This is considered organic rankings. And then we have paid rankings as well, and the paid rankings are going to fluctuate, and they're going to be different. I wouldn't say every time, but they're going to be different from day to day. They're also going to be different depending on which search engine you use. Do you kind of understand the results of a search page and why Google brings back the information that it does, and why different
Probably not as good as I should.
Well, and like I said, I mean, most people don't, so it's just what Google's going to bring back in the top section, and it'll usually be denoted with an ad, and then over here on the right-hand side, that's considered paid advertising. So that is, you can't see that, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That is considered paid advertising that it's budget-based. You're pay-per-click. You're buying specific keywords, and you're paying to be in those spots. The mapping section is of course going to pull good matches that Google finds that have a geographic relevance to the search. So as we go a little further towards Edwardsville, you're probably not going to see yourself on that mapping section.
Okay.
But if we stay in the Alton Godfrey area, typically we probably will. And then these results down here are what we call the organic results. These are Google's best matches of sites that closely align with what the end user searched for. Businesses that have good, highly developed websites that have been what we call search engine optimized have the opportunity to show up pretty aggressively in those search results, and you're not actually having to pay, to be there. A lot of the end users, typically they say about maybe 70% of the clicks actually still go to the organic or the mapping section, although 30% of the clicks do go to the paid section, and you can get prime real estate there as well. But like I said, it's all going to be based on the almighty dollar. Okay. This kind of gives you an idea, how competitive your industry is, your market. This is a Google keyword tool that will kind of give you an idea of what Google would recommend you bidding on specific keywords that related to your industry. You can see some of the top ones here, and these are considered high converting, high competition keywords. Okay. You can see those bids. That's per click. Okay. So you can see that one click for kitchen remodeling, bathroom remodeling. Kitchen's a little bit higher than bathrooms. Obviously, those jobs are a little bit larger. Basement remodeling, room additions. Not cheap. Not cheap. And this is based on your market. So like I said, Google realizes that there's a lot of competition out there, and that's going to continue to grow as we go on. Okay. It's just a little bit more of the same. Okay. So when I jumped ahead and kind of did this explanation already. We kind of already went over this.
Okay.
I should have done it on this slide because this does it a little bit more specifically, showing paid search as opposed to organic search. We already talked about that. The one thing that I would mention here is, you might notice one of your competitors is...
Well, we're not showing up under bathroom modeling at all.
Right. So... and you've been doing a lot of bathrooms, and a lot of that's probably coming from word of mouth. But could we be doing some more bathrooms? And can bathrooms obviously lead?
Encores everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And he pretty much has gone specifically that direction.
Right, and Home Depot. Interesting.
Yeah, because you can buy your stuff at Home Depot and actually get it installed now. Through their professional installers. So this is something that if we actually have better exposure in bathrooms, not only could you do more bathrooms, which you're already doing a lot of, but that can also lead to kitchens, as you know. Once you do a job for somebody and you do a good job, they have a project down the road, they're going to be more likely to use you and so forth. So to me, this is definitely an area that, that we might want to look at as an area of concern. Okay. I'm not going to say we've got a product that can solve all this, but but definitely there's an area of concern there and so forth. Okay, so as far as let's talk about your site and maybe some of the things that once an end user actually gets to your site, whether they found it organically, whether they saw an ad in the newspaper and print phone book, what have you. What looks good? What maybe we need to work on a little bit. Okay. So, I did a screenshot, and I think it looks pretty good. Photos make a personal connection. I know you've been using the twins since they were little, obviously, as your logo, and that's pretty much on all the advertising you do, as is the logo, the way you write your name, and so forth. So, visually, it looks very good, and you've got the accreditations. You'll find us on Facebook, VA approved, A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Those are all great things about your site. You got different pages, a lot of information on the sale. Things about it that I would say that maybe could help the site. One, I know you've got customers that give you good ratings and would probably put a testimonial out there. I love it when I end up on a company site and I see a testimonial, and especially if I see multiple testimonials from end users that have done business with them before, because that's obviously adding to that reputation, making you easier to do business with, like we talked about. Something else that I noticed, it's a little outdated as far as you've got some sale information running from February to April.
Ooh,
unless you're talking about February to April of 2015.
No, not so much. Okay.
Right. Okay. So it's just something that you want to make sure that if you've got something on there that's kind of temporary or whatever, or anytime you've got to stay up to date on that. So and plus the more fresh content you're putting out there, Google likes that.
Okay.
You know, that gives more credibility to your site. Okay, so this is easily fixed. I mean, it's just, you know, I know you guys do your site through us. We'll get your website designer, you know, involved here, make some cosmetic changes, and they can also send you over a tool that if it's just minor changes. I don't know if you've done that before or not.
No,
but
I haven't.
It's you know, it's not too detailed. You can do it. You can have Crystal do it. I can help you with it, whatever you want to do. But let's talk about your website metrics, okay? You don't have to know what all this means. You know, you're getting a decent score. You know, Google scores pretty hard. I don't know if you made a 41 out of 100 on a test, you'd probably be pretty upset. But as far as sites concerned, that's actually not that bad. I mean, I'd see higher, but anything that's in that range for a small business is about average. The one that is a little bit low, though, is the 0 out of 10 on the page rank, okay? Typical page ranks for small businesses usually run from 0 to about 4, okay? You can go higher, but you know, it takes a little bit more work to get there. New sites typically start at a 0, so I mean, that's not uncommon to be a 0, even if it's a good site. But we have had the site out there for over 10 years, and we're still at a page rank of a 0. Some of the things that can help that out would be inbound links, different recommendations about your site, trusted links from you know, our sites like DexKnows.com. Google gives away to active optimization on your site, some SEO work to help some of these metrics out would definitely be good. The other metrics are pretty good. You've got a sitemap, no restrictions, no page errors, domain age is good. We do, you know, it is coming up for renewal, but once we renew, you know, then that goes from poor to good. So, but yeah, like I said, stop me if you have questions.
Okay.
I want to talk a little bit about your visibility, your online reputation. Okay, this you probably know, and that first slide kind of lends to it, how many sites there are out there that have information about your business, have information about a ton of different businesses. When you search Twinco specifically, you're going to not only find your site, but you're going to find all these different sites, ours and others that have information about your business. This is showing you all the ones that actually have located some type of error. Okay. It could be that all the information's not there, meaning they've got some of the information, but maybe they don't have a link to your website. It could be that you know, some of the information just does not match up with, you know, the way that we've got it with your, you know, correct address, phone number, because you've moved. And so a lot of times that happens where when a business moves, not all the sites know about it all at once, and they don't update unless you go out there and really proactively update it.
So people could actually be going to the wrong
Well, they could find you online, and the information could be inaccurate. They could have your old address. They could drive there to try to make an appointment, or, you know, see your showroom. You're not there. So that's something else that I would consider maybe an area of concern, that we've got a lot of misinformation out there. And that's something that Dex can definitely help you clean up, okay?
So this is like school. When it's red, it's not very good.
Right.
Like my 41.
right,
okay.
right.
All right.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out. So, yeah, that being said, with the visibility, we have we monitor that for you, as well as we can monitor reviews, social buzz, things like that. The one thing I also don't want to see happen is negative reviews about your business. I don't know that you have any. Typically, we don't make 100% of the people happy. Sometimes it's the person that, if we make 19 out of 20 happy, it's that one that screams the loudest, okay? So sometimes those people will go crazy and put stuff out on the internet that's, not true, or they just, they had a bad experience and they, expedite it and or exponentially, say things on the internet that may or may not be true. If that happens, we want to make sure that we can pull that review in, make sure that you can answer that review and say, hey, explain the situation, because if an end user comes across it, they want to make sure that, hey, the business is responding to that review, whether it's making an apology, where it's explaining the situation, what have you. Obviously, that's on a case-by-case basis. So that's, that's the kind of things that we're looking at with just online visibility. Social media, how do you stack up? Basically, you've got your Facebook page. I pulled, obviously, one of your competitors. We both know Alan over at Encore. you can look at your page versus his page and just kind of see, Facebook is a great way to definitely make sure that, anything that's new and exciting, any of these specials that you run, you want to make sure you make posts on Facebook and that kind of stuff, because that's, that's stuff that is out there new. So we can help you with that too if you have any questions about Facebook and how that works, okay? Mobile, when's the last time you did a search on your mobile phone?
Right before lunch.
Exactly, okay. You're seeing that more and more. 70% of mobile searches call a business directly from search results. I think I think the stats now say that 70% of all cell phones are smartphones.
Okay.
2 or 3 years ago, it was probably 30%. Yeah, that number's flipped.
Right.
And that's going to continue to grow. A couple of years from now, it's going to be 90%. And at some point, the other ones are going to be obsolete. So we're always on the go. We're always doing searches. We're taking our phones with us, and we're talking to it, and we're punching it in. We want to make sure that you're mobile optimized as well. Okay, we want to make sure that somebody that is on the go doing a mobile search because they don't have time to do the search on the desktop. So we'll make sure your site's mobile optimized. Google will penalize you if your site's not mobile optimized.
Okay.
Yours is.
Yours is mine. Okay.
Yes.
Good.
But we also want to make sure that you're showing up well on the mobile searches too. So not only you have a site that's mobile optimized, but have an optimized presence on the mobile. Talk to you a little bit about branding, and you have done a good job of building your brand in the Riverbend area. I do see your sign.
Thank you.
You're welcome. See your signage out there. I've seen your, obviously your trucks. I've seen ads that you've run with us and with newspaper and so forth. Branding is typically once your business kind of gets out there a little bit, it's a little bit higher up on the pyramid. So this is something that we have gotten into over the past couple of years, is trying to help customers that are really wanting to build their brand. I don't know, have you ever done any billboard advertising?
Some, yes. In the past.
Okay. How did it work for you?
It's hard to measure. I mean, I know that a lot of people saw it because they drive right by it, but I don't know how many actually took the time to call us because of it.
And how many people actually said, hey, I called you because we saw your billboard on Route 3 or whatever. Okay. Think of this. I know billboard advertising is very expensive. Okay. Well, think of this as sort of a way to put a billboard online. And it's a digital brand awareness ad that's behaviorally targeted, so that when someone does a search that might be applicable to your business, if I could say that word, this ad can follow them around the internet. And it's got movement, it's got graphics, it's got your logos and so forth. And it's sort of a way to remember me. Me. So it's building that brand. It's attacking someone maybe a little bit earlier in the buying cycle.
Okay.
So, but search, we can target certain behaviors. We can target homeowners. Your typical. Basically, I know you've probably had a situation where what you search for on the internet, specific ads have kind of popped up and followed you around. That's how this works.
Okay.
That's something that we can get into a little bit more specific, but that is something that more and more customers or more and more end users are looking for. Okay, loyalty is a big thing in the marketplace today. When it's not only about going out and getting a customer, but keeping that customer.
Right.
Okay, we talked about that. If you do a job for somebody, you'd love to do all their work as they continue to remodel their homes and so forth. There are different things you can do out there that can help build that loyalty with just rewarding someone when they do business with you.
Okay.
Like I said, that's something we can talk a little bit more specifically about. Okay. I don't believe you currently have a video on your website.
No, I don't.
Okay. That is something Google gives a big, 50 times. I knew it was a big number. 50 times better chance to reach the front page of Google versus a traditional website without video.
Okay.
So I know, right? So that's something that I would definitely recommend. With our sites, we can do something like that.
Okay.
Just a customized video that you can talk about your business. You can do a generic slideshow video too, and that's fine. That's better than not having a video. But but it also reaches, people are more likely to do business with
Right.
you if they feel like they can reach out and feel the customer and so forth.
And there's also a good stat on there about the affluent consumers.
Did you read
That's-
that?
Yeah,
Great.
I read that just here. Well, since I'm trying to reach Edwardsville, I would think
Yes.
that would be a,
Affluent consumers do prefer videos to other types of digital advertising. Exactly. Yeah, I kind of glossed over that.
that's
but,
okay.
Yeah.
I was paying attention.
And as you see, it's the fastest growing advertising format. And like I said, it's just another way to tell the story of your business on more
Right.
personal levels. So, something to think about. Okay. Dex Knows conversion page. This is, Dex Knows is kind of the point where we put your information on the web, and it's really a snapshot of your information. Think of it as a way for somebody to quickly get your information. If maybe they don't want to do necessarily the deep dive into your website, which if they do, that's great. We've got the links there
Right.
and so forth. But think of this, as internet yellow pages that we're going to network out to other major sites. But because we build it on Dex Knows and then we network it out, we want to make sure that it's correct on Dex Knows. So we want to make sure that when somebody is doing that same search on our site, that they're getting the applicable information that makes it easy to do business with you on just a snapshot. And then, like I said,
Okay.
they like it, they can dive deeper, go to your website
Right.
and so forth. And I think it is. Your name is highlighted, your logo's highlighted, you've got a 5-star review. At a glance, I think I would maybe see myself doing business with you, maybe more so than, at least at first glance, than some of these others that don't have that. So,
Okay.
as you can see when we open up the page, we've got a synopsis about you. We've got the tracking phone number to if somebody wants to call you directly, the links to your site and the reviews and everything are easily to read. So, like I said, then that will port out to other sites like yp.com and the rest of our online network. Your print advertising is, these are ads that I designed about 10 years ago. I see that they've made, this one has changed a little bit. I think that one is still pretty much the same that we did under bathrooms. So, this is part of a marketing content review. It looks good. It looks like you. Got your logos. It's easy to read, and so forth. It's not cluttered. Good photos and everything. Some of the things that I would recommend, though, the headline is a little generic. Bathroom and kitchen remodeling specialist for over 30 years. Your full service local window specialist for over 30 years. Might be something we could grab that would maybe grab their attention a little bit better. I don't know if there's anything that you run in some other advertising that you do that you can think of. We can talk about too. I mean, some of this information that you gave me today might lend itself to that. I think there's room maybe for a little more content too. They'll tell you, Yellow Page 101 says content is king. You can overdo it, obviously, if it's trying to cram too much into an ad. But you want to tell a customer what you do. You want to grab their attention, tell them what you do, give them reasons to buy from you.
Right.
Kind of a sense of urgency. And then obviously good contact information at the bottom to know where you're at. Since you guys do have an office and a showroom, I would probably go ahead and put your address in there as well.
Okay.
You got your web address.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't have customers coming to you and looking at your showroom, then I would say leave it out. But that way they know where you're at. They can come. You've got you or Crystal's always here. So.
Right.
Put your hours, maybe put payment information, things like that. Okay, we
got it in the other one.
Got the small ad, yeah.
Okay, a little backwards there, isn't it?
We crammed it into the little ad, but not the big ad.
Okay.
Not exactly sure. Okay. So, a lot of information today. Jen.
Yeah, a lot of information. Good information, just a lot.
Good information. You might be asking yourself, why should I partner with Dex Media, or why should I continue partnering with Dex Media? And I'm just going to give you some idea. Like I said, this is about you today, but give you some reasons that, things we can help you with. Why should partner with Dex Media? Great question. I'm glad you asked. Okay. I don't know if you asked, but...
I was thinking it.
I was reading your mind.
Yes.
And so was the slide. One thing that we did talk about way back a few slides ago was the website optimization. You had... I think it was this slide here, you had mentioned that you weren't really showing up really well on the bathroom remodeling searches, okay? Well, there's different ways you can attack that, but what a lot of my customers are seeing really great results with is search engine optimization, whether it's my customers or some, any type of business. What we have done is, because we obviously got our start in print, instead of actually going out and try to recreating the wheel, we just got in the fastest car and who had the fastest wheels. We talked to a lot of different search engine optimization companies across the country. We interviewed them. Everybody wants to do business with us because our sales force is so large. So we really got to choose the best of the best. And we chose Boostability for a lot of different reasons. You can see right now, this is April of 2014. Boostability was ranked as the #2 search engine optimization company in the country. Since then, that ranking has actually gone to #1, but we made the slide too early, I guess. Go out and Google best SEO companies for small businesses. Boostability's site is the top organic ranking, and then you get other sites that say like top SEOs, which are aggregators.
Okay.
But Boostability's site is the only one that actually ranks organically on the first page of Google. They're just experts at what they do.
Okay.
And so if optimization, if that's something that we decide is a good strategy for your business, I'll go into more specifics of how it works.
What's this thing back here?
I'm sorry.
You guys are some kind of something with Google?
I'm glad you pointed that out.
Well, I mean, I was looking at that logo, and
I glossed right over that.
Well, that's okay.
Yes, Google, obviously. We're a premier AdWords SMB partner. We're one of only 16 in the country that has strategic, and we also strategic partnerships with Yahoo and Bing as well. What this basically means is Google looks at us as one of the top companies that are out there selling for them. Our relationship with Google is stronger than Coca-Cola's relationship with Google or Walmart's relationship with Google, because even though those companies do a ton of business with Google, we do more because we work with all you guys, small businesses. So
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So basically, what we can do with Google, we use Boostability on the organic side, but we basically use our network with Google and Yahoo and Bing to basically get you high performing ads on search traffic, which can get your information out there a lot quicker, and obviously we've got more buying power. We've got a lot of exclusivity that we can provide, as opposed to going out and trying to do it on your own. It's a nightmare to try to do it on your own. I've had customers that do that. But yeah, like I said, that's something we do as well. So when we put it all together, it's really about three things. We try to, as complex as all this is, what we try to do is really keep it simple.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that's, yeah.
How?
Okay, so.
I'm thinking, how do you keep it all straight?
Well, trust me, it's not easy. But what I'm trying to do is, I've got obviously a suite of products, different ones do different things. But it's really about you and about, how do we get you found, how do we get you chosen, how do we get you talked about, right? Okay? So it's really, when an end user needs your product or service in this marketplace, we want to make sure you're getting found.
Okay.
Different strategies that go into that. That's where the complexity gets, but you don't have to know about all the nuts and bolts of how everything works. Okay? But we just want to make sure that your message is consistently showing up. Get chosen. That's really about creating the right message. Message can be on any number of ways. It can be a website. What is your website saying? Once you're found and the customer's on there, they've got to choose you, so they've got to have reasons. Your print ads, the videos, the mobile, coupons, direct mail, you mentioned that. Reasons to choose you over the competition, obviously. And get talked about. In this era of social media, that is more and more important every day. Because there's reviews on any site that you go to, whether it's Google, Yahoo, YellowPages.com, obviously a lot of reviews on Facebook, just different the social media, text messaging, things like that. So that is something that the smart end user today knows that they can do a lot more investigative work about a company than they used to be able to.
Right.
Used to be you could look in a phone book and whatever that print ad told you, that's all you knew. Now you can go to a phone book, but then you can go a deeper dive and go online, read reviews, go to their website, look and see what type of specials they offer and things like that. So we want to make sure that once you've been chosen, you're getting good reviews and you're getting chosen again and again and again.
Okay, right.
Okay. All right. So really, that's it for today, and I hope that you might have saw some areas of I hope that you saw some good things and maybe some areas of concern. Okay.
Right.
My main focus is, you said we've got a capacity to get you to 300,000 additional dollars on an annualized basis. Okay. My main focus is to show you ways to get there.
Okay.
Right. You don't have to know all the nuts and bolts, but I'll put a package together that I think can help out some of the areas where we're looking for concern. We want to add more kitchen jobs. We want, obviously, still more exposure in bathroom. We want to add window jobs. We've got some different ways we can do that. Like I said, I'm gonna try to get you to that 300,000 or as close to it as I can, as quickly as I can. I know I can't do it overnight,
Right.
but and like I said, and then you can bounce questions off me and so forth. So if that sounds okay,
It does.
okay, all right. Well then, I'm gonna halt the meeting here.
Okay.
And I appreciate your time today,
All right.
Jean.
Thank you. It's nice meeting you again.
Yes. How does next Tuesday at 3:00 sound?
Sounds perfect.
Okay.
All right.
I'll see you
Thank
then.
you.
All right.